What's poppin' gamers? Today's Siegex is officially out, and with it, the game has gone free to play. That means that a lot of players that weren't willing or able to try the game before have had that barrier of entry removed, but now are faced with a very complex game that isn't the most beginner friendly, so I'm here to try and curb that. This is going to be the 5th part in a 9-part mini-series going over everything you should know before starting out. In this mini-series, we'll be going over things like settings, operator selection, and game modes to help you get your footing in the first few hours of play. In this video, we'll be talking about the game modes and playlists that come with the game, which ones are best for newcomers, and a general idea of how the playlist works so you won't have to learn them on the fly. The playlist that is the most fundamentally R6 is Unranked, a version of the ranked playlist where you're, well, not ranked. You start on either attack or defense with 5 players on each side, and you play exclusively the bomb game mode. Each round, both teams get to ban one op that the other side can't use for the rest of their half, then you get to pick your operator. 30 seconds later starts the prep phase, where the defenders have to set up their defenses and place their gadgets, while the attackers gather intel and try to find the site. 45 seconds later, the action phase starts, which lasts 3 minutes. This is when the attackers themselves will spawn in, meaning if you change the drone after prep setting, you'll have to get off drone yourself. The attackers will now have to get to the building, enter the building, open up the site, then try to plant the diffuser. The mode is best of 7, so the first team to get to 4 points wins the entire game, but if both teams get to 3 points, it goes into overtime, with the winning team now needing 5 points instead of 4. There's no respawning in Siege. When you die, you're dead until the next round starts. Because of that, the attackers have 2 win conditions: plant the diffuser or kill all the defenders. The defenders have 2 win conditions as well: kill all the attackers or survive until the clock hits 0. That means that the defenders inherently have an advantage, where if no one does anything the entire round, the defenders win 100% of the time. To balance this, the attackers get a few advantages. Across the board, attackers tend to have mathematically stronger weapons, tending to kill in 3 shots instead of the 4 it usually takes defenders. This is evened out quite aggressively by the one-shot headshot mechanic and higher fire rates on defense, but by and large, the best guns in the game are in the hands of the attack. The attack also gets one more big ace up their sleeve. During the prep phase, by pressing this button, you can change where you spawn and which attacker you want to bring. This has no restrictions or cooldowns of any kind, making the prep phase the perfect time to plan and prepare for the round to come. And last thing I'll say is that every round is different, so keeping on your toes and preparing to be flexible is crucial to your success. The next mode I'll talk about is Ranked, with the only 2 differences being the ranked rewards and a much higher barrier of entry to keep the mode competitive. Let's go over the ranked rewards very quickly for anyone who's interested. There are 9 different ranks, with 8 of them being split into 5 smaller ones, counting down from 5. For the 5th rank of each level, you get a unique seasonal charm as proof you made it to that rank. For the 4th rank, you get an alpha pack, and the 3rd rank you get a card background that shows off what rank you got to. At the 2nd level, you get a currency called competitive coins, and for the final level, at some specific ranks, you'll get an exclusive cosmetic as a show you're good enough to get to that level. Quick match is fast and easy Siege. For starters, it's BO5 instead of BO7, and the queues are less strict, with the priority being speed over competitive integrity. The prep phases are 15 seconds shorter along with the rounds themselves, and every other pick phase is 15 seconds shorter too. That means that a quick match that goes to 4 rounds is guaranteed to be a full 2.5 minutes shorter than a normal game that goes to the same length. To compensate for the time cuts, they preset up certain walls and rotates to help the defenders with the prep phase and tell the attackers where the objective is. For the action phase, to speed up getting to the building, the attackers are invincible for the first 10 seconds, and for the pick phase, the game will reselect the op you chose last round. This is also the only playlist where you can play the mode Secure Area and Hostage, which honestly, thank God for that. They can be kinda fun casually for a couple of hours, but they start to get annoying at a certain point. If you don't like a specific mode in Quick Match, you can shut it off in the Settings tab. Arcade is similar in terms of seriousness, but it's actually just 2 different modes in a trench coat. You have Team Deathmatch, which is a 5v5 mode where operators are not locked to a certain side and respawning is enabled. Whichever team gets to 90 kills first, or what's more likely, the team with the most kills when time runs out will be the winner. Free-for-all is just TDM, but like without the teams, where one player needs to get 30 points, which happens way more often than 90. This is the mode you'll see most of the sweats playing if they aren't in Ranked. Every single one of these modes has respawning enabled, so if you're struggling to wrap your head around the game and the other modes feel too punishing, this is where you should go. Or, alternatively, you have the newest mode released alongside Siegex, Dual Front. This is a 6v6 mode with respawning enabled, where instead of being round-based, it's objective-based. Each team spawns in with a friendly portion of the map, and the center is a neutral zone. Be careful entering the opposing team's area, because doing so will give them wall hacks on you and will kill you outright if you stay too long. Each match has a 30-minute timer, but realistically, you aren't going to see matches that last that long basically ever. They'll usually last between 12 and 20 minutes based on the games I've played, so it's not that high a time investment. Every operator has the full kit at their disposal, both attackers and defenders. Every op can drone, repel, barricade doors, and reinforce, no matter who they are. Both sides have 3 rooms they have to defend in sequential order. The offensive side has to enter said room, plant a variation of a diffuser, then defend it for 2 minutes. If the team can't defend the case for the full 2 minutes, as long as they defend it for 40 seconds, they'll maintain that third of the progress. At around the 7 to 8 minute mark, an assignment will start where the hostage will spawn in the very center of the map. After a minute and a half of waiting, either team can extract this hostage for 2 bars of progress. If you're only 2 bars from winning, this can win you the match outright, so be mindful. This objective is also planned to change every season, so if you're watching this in the future, the objective may have changed. Some mechanics will be different between normal play and dual front, like drones only having a 30-second battery life. If you manage to pick the drone back up, you will replenish this battery, but for drones used between lives, they'll simply just explode once you spawn back in. Gadgets in this mode are completely changed from the base game, often having separate amounts of them and replenishing over time. They also have a set amount that can be used, with the oldest gadget placed being destroyed if you place an extra one. A third and pretty dang annoying one is that headshots no longer insta-kill, they'll only down the player. This wouldn't be that bad if the down player only had 20 health like they should, but in dual front, down players have 5 times that at 100 health. This makes low damage weapons feel very bad in this mode, since now you need to either shoot them several times or land a second headshot. And that's about it! There are a couple of playlists I didn't end up talking about, like custom games or map training, but they're either completely single player and by extension, not all that high stakes, or self-explanatory enough I didn't feel they were worth discussing. The map training is worth doing, since the maps are quite complex. But once again, if you found this video helpful, leave a like. If you have any questions on something that I didn't go over in this video, leave a comment and I'll make sure to answer it. And if you're interested in the other videos in this mini-series, subscribe. The next video about walls, floors, and hatches will be out later today, so stay tuned for that. Catch you in the next one. Peace.